So we have a new president again, and it's going to be our president, guys. And usually we see the outrage that follows when Trump wins an election, like it was in 2016. You see the media go out there and talk about the enemy of democracy and excuse me, Trump's a dictator. He's going to ruin the country. He's going to start a war. And we hear all the stories about how Trump did people wrong in the past. And this is even beyond election cycle. Because when Trump won the election back in 2016, they were still in campaign mode, kind of like destroy, 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 seek and destroy, attack, attack, attack. And it never ended until Trump left office. And even then, it went up a level because now they had to keep him from going back in office. And they didn't succeed by conventional means, but they did cheat him out of the seat. And he wasn't able to get back into office because they cheated. And now he won. And I watch the media, guys, and the media, they are a little bit different than they were before the election. Different than they were after 2016. Different than they were after 2020. They are now starting to have discussions in front of their own audience, explaining why Trump won the election. And for once, it wasn't about, well, Kamala Harris is a victim, and she did her best, and she ran her race, and although there was some of that, where there was some half bald black women pretending that black men are misogynist pigs who don't respect women, when black men, especially black men, we love women, our mothers and our sisters. We put them at the top of the pedestal in the family, because a lot of us have been raised by mamas or auntie or grandmother, because the father wasn't there. Now, I had my father in the home, but not my reality isn't everyone else's reality. Most black men have been held together by black mothers. So the last thing they're going to do is look at a black woman and think she's weak. They're going to look at the black woman as a figure of strength. Having said that, some of them may be a little bit leery of having a woman run out, be in office. Okay, that's possible. But that ain't what happened here. And now the media is actually discussing the opposite of that. I watched MSNBC yesterday actually, for about 2 hours. And I just watched them, and I was amazed. I watched them discuss how they lost the election because they lost touch with the community and the people. And it was different shows. I think it was one of the shows was I don't know what it's called, but it's the one with Mika Brzezinski. And she was just sitting there mostly silent. Didn't have a rebuttal. Didn't have anything stupid to say. Well, she was always talking stupid anyway, but she didn't say anything to adversely counter what the guy was saying. And the guy was saying it was a Trump hater. It was a black guy. I know his name. I don't watch these shows. He's a black guy. I've seen him before in the past many times going against Trump and speaking evil of Trump. And now he's on the show, and he's the voice of reason on the show. And he broke down and explained precisely why we voted for Trump. Precisely. It was amazing. He said, he brought up a couple of things here, and he had a monologue or a diatribe that he spilled out of his mouth, and nobody stopped him from talking at all. They let him speak the entire time. Excuse me, the entire time. But he said, wow, they were on TV pushing transgenderism and trying to get, the people to feel comfortable with, transsexuals in locker rooms and in the sports with their daughters and stuff. And I was surprised they were saying that, and nobody stopped them. He said while we were on that, Trump was focusing on the issues that the Democrats ignored: the economy, immigration, job losses, and so on, the war in Ukraine. And he said that Trump connected with the people about what they wanted, and they responded to him. He said clearly they responded to him because they voted for him. Now, see, this wouldn't have happened if Trump had lost the popular vote. Had he won the popular vote or lost the popular vote, but won, but still won the election, they wouldn't have said all that. But Trump won the popular vote. He won the electoral college vote. Excuse me. And then he won, of course, not he, but we won the Senate and the Congress. So that we have complete and absolute power for at least 2 years. On top of that, there's a chance that 2 or 3 more Supreme Court justices could be retiring within the next 3 to 4 years, which means Trump may be able to replace up to 3 more SCOTUS picks. And we will have 9 conservative judges on the panel for the first time in history. So they're talking this way because now they're seeing that the people didn't go. And what happened to the other 35 or 40 million votes that Biden supposedly had? He had 81 million votes. Yeah, that's sidebar. So the guy said, one of the guys said, on the panel, he said, your daughter went to, your son and daughter went to Harvard. He said, that was your choice. You decided to go to Harvard. You decided to get that high bill. He said, the Trump supporters are saying, well, my child went to community college and he paid his debt already. So now you're saying that after my son and daughter paid their debt, now they want them to pay yours? And he, I tell you, he nailed it. That was just one point he made. He made several points for about 5 or 10 minutes. Nobody cut him off. Nobody stepped in and said, wait a minute here. This is just that they let the guy talk. And when he talked, and when he talked, he spoke until he finished. Imagine that. And when he finished, nobody had a rebuttal. Well, one guy did. He was coming in, but I think Trump is, he just, he was going on that page, and the guy was coming in, wait a minute here. He said, wait a minute here. That is our reality. Because the guy was going against him, said that he would basically say that Trump, he's not real, he's a liar, this and that, and he don't really mean what he says and all things there. And the guy said, wait a minute, that's our reality. Us in the newsroom, we said, that's our reality. We got to stop looking at our reality and look at theirs. And he said they don't agree with your reality because they vote for him. Well, I mean, with our reality because they voted for him. So that means that Trump connected with the people and he broke it down. This is just one show. I watched 2 shows like this, 2 hours of MSNBC in shock. As I see the news media, they didn't crumble in the sense that they went away and went out of business. They're starting to do real journalism again. Although this is still slanted towards the democracy, or rather the Democratic Party and their policies. But they are starting to report things that are accurate. And he even said on the set, one guy said on the set, said that we've been sitting up here talking about all these things that we talk about, and we're not even right. He said Trump was right. Yeah, I was like, whoa, the Twilight Zone. We have crossed over into a different realm or something, because now they're starting to look at themselves. And you know what it is, guys? And this is gonna be a short podcast, by the way. I'm gonna get this in and out. But as you can see, that there isn't even an intro video. I'm not doing it more. And normally by right now, I would do a promo for my site, but I won't do that. What's happening now is the media, they're realizing that this is over for them. The deep state is over for them. everything they did, as outrageous as they were, as over the top as they sounded, as hard as they drove home all of these hateful and divisive points, they were trying to stop him from getting back here again. And there is a reason for that. It's because they know that the second term, Trump is a lame duck president. He's going to do exactly what he wants to do. And guess what? If you got a problem with him, impeach him. Oh, you don't want to impeach him because J.D. Vance is probably worse than Trump when it comes to not caring what you people think. He's going to do what needs to be done. And guess what? If you impeach Trump and J.D. Vance gets in there, I can guarantee you they have a third guy that will be his vice president who will be just as savage, if not worse, than J.D. Vance. And I will bet that person might be Byron Donalds. I'm going to go out on a limb, guys, before I finish the point I'm making here. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think Trump expects to be impeached within a couple of years. I think Trump expects to be impeached. He may even step down before his term is over. How can I say that? Because the things that he's going to do is going to be mind-blowing. I'm going to read to you some headlines here that I've seen out there in the media today. Here's a headline from the OK magazine, a left-wing rag that's, better used to blow your nose. It says, something is afoot, : Donald Trump causes concern by remaining silent on Truth Social following 2024. So Trump is not speaking right now. Now, never mind he didn't do that last time either, because the 2020, when it was over, he went missing for like probably 30 days. He didn't say a word. But they didn't care because they thought he was defeated. He's defeated. He's probably look at his wounds and look, we got to be ha 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 ha. And now he won. He's doing the same thing. And they're like, why is he quiet? I'm going to skip down to like something that I found pretty interesting here. It says here, several critics on social media have pointed out how weird and unusual it is for the normally chatty politician to go radio silent after defeating Vice President Kamala Harris. One user on X, formerly known as Twitter, wrote, "That man and his team are too quiet. No gloating, no boasting, no talking," and it's the S word, it's the cuss word there. Even apartheid Clyde, and then it has this a name in brackets, Elon Musk, has been crickets. Something is afoot. You're telling me the commander-in-chief of the United States military is quiet. You're telling me the number one military contractor, the highest paid in the world, is quiet. Trump controls Truth Social, the second most powerful, popular and used, microblog type of site like Twitter. Elon Musk controls the number one, which is X, aka Twitter. You're telling me the CEOs or the owners of two companies that control conversations and narratives and truth, and who are both a part of military operations, allegedly, they're both quiet at the same time? Both of them spoke a lot until they won the election, until Trump won the election, and then they're quiet. And they're now wondering what is going on. What is he getting ready to do? Now, I want you to, I read that story to you first because what I'm ready to say next is going to probably add more context to why I brought that story up, because normally that wouldn't be a story. It's just like, okay, so what? He's quiet. They're worried. So what? Why is that important? There were two people that I personally heard come out who supported Trump, so sincerely supported Trump, come out and say that well, three if you want to really go there, that came out and then said that now they're talking a little bit different. They support him still, but it's a little bit different. The first person I'll name, the one that isn't that important, Dr. Phil. He removed his endorsement for Trump. Excuse me. The second one is Joe Rogan, who recently endorsed Trump before, like last week. And then not even last week, earlier, like a day before election, he endorsed Trump. And he still has Trump's back right now. He didn't pull out like Dr. Phil did. But he had a podcast, and you can look on I should have got the clip and played it for you. But next time around we do a podcast, I'll be more organized. But this here, I wanted to kind of get it out there as the first show done in a long time. I just want to get something out there so you guys can know that I'm back, and we're going to do more of these. Okay, but I'll start getting the sound bites in the future for you guys. He came on the podcast and basically had a spiel about. I have a story here. I actually heard the audio. I've seen the video, but I'm gonna read to you what he said. The headline says Joe Rogan sends warning to President-elect Donald Trump after endorsing the campaign. Now, it's not really a warning, so the headline is misleading. He didn't give a warning at all. But I'm gonna tell you what Joe Rogan said. Part of what he said on the podcast. He said, there's a real chance to make real tangible change that's going to be for the good of everybody. He's got to unite people. He's got to not attack the left, not attack everybody. Let them all talk their blank, but unite. So now Joe Rogan is trying to tell Trump what to do. And what he's asking Trump to do is actually impossible, because how can you unite two different sides when our ideologies don't even match up? The Bible says, "How can two be walk together unless they?" I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, unless they be equally yoked. If you don't have the same ideologies, the same beliefs, the same concepts, the same morals and standards, how can you unite? You want to kill babies. I don't. How can we? Where is there a common ground for us? I mean, I can respect you as a human, but politically, how can we unite? Because we can't both get what we want. Oh, am I for saving the mother in the event of the mother being life on the line? Absolutely. The mother's been here already. She probably has other kids to maintain, to take care of. So if it's a choice between saving the child or the mother, I would say save the mother. Okay, because the mother has other things to do. The child will be going to heaven, and that's probably an exception to me. It may be wrong still. I don't know. And I don't know how God see that. It's probably wrong still. But that's how I feel. I don't like rape, abortion at all. I don't judge. However, rape, incest, I'm gonna turn a blind eye to it. I don't agree with it still, but I'm gonna turn a blind eye to it. I'm gonna pretend it didn't happen. I'm not God either, so. But the point is, how can we walk together, unite? They called us racist. I just had 2 arguments with strangers over me voting for Trump. Saying, one lady said, I'm going to get her daughter killed. I'm going to get so many black women killed because Trump, banned abortion. How do you unite that? Liberalism is really division. Liberalism is communism. Liberalism is about me taking what you have and spreading it around to people like me who don't have it. And if you get too much, we have to come for you. You got to share. We want to make you share. How can we unite that? We have givers and takers, but the other side don't want to give anything. They want to take lives, take your checks, take your money, take your jobs. They want to take everything. They're takers. Most of them don't even work. Most of these young people, because they have a lot of young people in their party, college students. That's not an insult. College students, some of them, are career. They call them career students. I actually know people like that who don't want to work at all, and they just keep on getting more and more college loans and scholarships, and just staying in school for 20, 30 years. Career students don't want to work, just want to sit there and stay in school and get that free money. Leeches, they take. Are you hear me? How can you unite people like that when their party is already deranged and crazy? They riot when they can't get their way. How do you unite that? Joe Rogan. And the last person on the list that shocked me. I mean, I liked him so much, and he really pissed me off today. His name is Dan Bongino. Dan Bongino. Brother, I love you, man. I really do. But that little rant that you put on your radio show today was uncalled for. Dan Bongino has his podcast that comes on Rumble, but he also has a 3-hour radio show that comes on. If you not in every particular region in America, but half the region hears him between the hours of 12 and 3, or Eastern time, or whatever time zone you're in. It could be different times, but he comes on for 3 hours, and today he had a rant. I had him on in the car, and I said, you know what, this is a good show. I like what he's saying today. And all of a sudden he took a turn, and I don't know how I got there. And he said, he was talking about Trump taking matters into his own hands and using the power of the DOJ as a weapon against his enemies. And I'm saying, okay, yeah, I agree with that. But then he kept on going on and on and on. He brought up, how his lawyer said that if Miss James in New York does not stop the lawfare, that they will put her in prison. He took that. Trump didn't say it now. The lawyer said it. He took that, and he told on the air. He said he told President Trump that you better not use this to get back at your enemies. And he even said, what did he say? He says, "Don't F with us." He didn't say the whole word, but he said F. And I was like, what? And I couldn't believe it. He said, "Don't F with us. If you F with us, we can make it really hard for you," or something. He said. He was threatening President Trump on the air. He said, "You are my friend, but we put you in office to do a certain job. Do that job, and do not take this take the office and use it for your own benefit." And I was like, wow, who is this guy? Dan Bongino, who are you? So you expect him to get in office? And see, this is the same one that I said I had a problem with, because he wouldn't co-sign on the fact that it was the United States Secret Service that set Trump up to be killed 2 times. He would never say it. Kept calling mistakes. They are mistakes. They are mistakes. How are they mistakes? He would never say that they set Trump up on purpose. It was an inside job. He would never say it. And this is the kind of guy that when at first I'm like, you know what, that's kind of weird that he would say that when he knows he's smart enough to know what's going on. But now, after today's broadcast, I'm wondering about him. I'm like, you know what, dude, you just told the president that he better not F with you. That he better not go back after his enemies. If Trump does not go after these people, we haven't done anything but delay the inevitable. He has to go after them. He has to go after them and bring justice. Everyone knows what's coming. Bongino, Joe, I don't know why he's so worried. We're gonna find out soon, but I don't know why he's so worried. Joe Rogan, I know why Joe Rogan's probably worried. Joe Rogan is, he's a Satanist, guys. Oh, I said it. Look at his podcast logo. Occultic. He's best friends with Peter Levine. Joe Rogan is in that crowd, guys. He is not a good man. It would surprise me if he is a little bit worried if he brought Trump on because he knew that Trump was getting ready to be in office for real, and he wanted to make favor with him. But if Joe Rogan's a Satanist, and if I'm right about that, and he is, he's done the rituals, the sexual rituals, the blood rituals. Oh God, I'm going on Facebook on Bambi. I'm YouTube on Bambi. Nice knowing y'all on YouTube. He's going to be in that category too. When everyone goes down, he probably ain't on the Epstein flight logs, but he will go down too, and he's worried. In my opinion, Dr. Phil as well, because he helped Oprah cover up that stuff that was going on in Africa, where she was trafficking girls from Africa. Anyway, they all know, guys, that Trump is going to be a different person this term. Here's a piece I saw, and I'm getting to the end, so let me hurry up and get past this here. As a result of the election, Jack Smith is calling it quits in the J6 case against Trump. He's dropping the charges because he knows, you're about to get fired anyway. Now he's the president. You can't touch him. Here go one here I saw. It says, gleeful Trump attorney general candidate. I will rain hell on Washington, D.C. Oh, my God. She's not even making people guess what's coming. She's telling you, we're coming for y'all. This is why Bongino is over here talking about, don't do this, Trump. Don't do this. Shut up, damn Bongino. Shut up. If it was you going through all this stuff, them trying to lock you up, them charging you, them going after your family, them shooting at you every day, or whatever, the last few times. If it were you would be saying all that. You'd be like, you know what? When I get in there, I'm gonna get everyone is going to jail. Everyone that cheated is going to jail. People want to hear that saw too. I lost the link here. Let me see if I saved it over here. Yeah, they happened to find that guy. Those guys that were involved with the first and second attempt on Trump's life. Not first one, but the second one, Trump's life. And that they're from Iran, or not Iran, but they are tied to Iran. We don't know who they are. There's 3 guys that got charged all of a sudden afterwards. So now we have the Jack Smith dropping his case. We have Trump's new AG saying we're coming for everyone in Washington that was doing stuff illegal. We have Trump's lawyer saying that, Tisha James is probably, going to end up in prison for her crimes. Then we have the appellate court. I can't remember what court is in right now, what state and city is in, but the appellate court is trying to decide whether or not to extend Trump's immunity. I had the story here, but I lost it. They want to extend Trump's immunity, which means that he may end up, not even having to be charged next or convicted next week, or not convicted, but they're going to on the 27th of this month, they have to sentence him to prison, or maybe probation, or whatever they want to do. The appellate court is saying we might have to extend his immunity, not take it away, extend it. So now that means that everything that's getting ready to happen to him ain't going to happen to him. And so now Trump is not talking right now, and Elon Musk ain't talking right now. And I think that what's happening is the military is setting up the next part of the operation, because we are now entering a time where they're going to start taking people down. This is the part, y'all, that is going to make people mad. Those who say they were for Trump, they're going to, the Candace Owens, the Dan Manginos, and a lot more. They're going to turn on Trump really fast because they're going to see how quickly he moves and say, what is he doing? And I'm going to tell you what's going to cause the biggest stir, the biggest betrayal on Trump is when he dropped the class on JFK. He's already said that he would do it. He said he would do it in his first year in office. If he doesn't change his mind this time. He said, but this time around, he's going to do it. And he said on the podcast with Rogan, he says that the JFK files are also related to Martin Luther King Jr. And we know what it is. The D's killed him. So Joe Rogan asked him, why didn't he release all the files back then? Trump says because the people are still out there and they're still alive. So in other words, somebody that's probably sitting in politics right now is getting ready to get exposed next year if Trump follows through with it. On top of that, he's going after the Federal Reserve Bank. Well, we're going to see a lot of people turn on Trump really fast. And I think what he will experience in the second term will be worse than the first term. Not because the media is against him, but because it's going to be people afraid of him because he's now moving. He's no longer talking anymore. He's going to move with quickness. I'm talking about media, people getting arrested, people in the government get arrested, and you can't arrest sitting officials without the military or the U.S. Marshals. You need either or for it to be done. And I read a story this morning where it said that Trump is planning on dropping 110 federal government jobs. In other words, he's getting ready to drain the swamp like that instantly. Change is coming, y'all. They're all afraid because they know it's coming. But guess what? That's what we voted for. Maybe not Dan Bongino. He probably voted for something political. We voted for him to go after the pedophiles, the criminal. But he had another thing today. He had a press conference today, or whatever it was. Well, it wasn't a day, but it was probably recently. But he was talking about going after the traffickers, and he was saying how he was going to go after the traffickers, and Harris just let them come in, and he was going to shut it down. He's very open about it now. We are on the verge, y'all, of some serious things, some serious issues. The storm is upon us. I think the storm is actually on us right now. I think it's getting ready to rain on these folks right now, and they are so worried. We have to pray for him because they may try to do something to keep him out of office. They may try to not certify the election, or whatever they're going to try. So we're going to be praying for our president. But look, y'all, that's the show today. I'm gonna come back another time and do a full broadcast with audio and everything else, so you can have video references to the stuff I'm saying. Also, at some point in time, I want to get on camera. I don't have a great setup yet at the house, so I got to figure out how I'm gonna get on camera and not show this ugly background. But we'll figure it out, guys. Okay. Anyway, that's it, guys. I'll see y'all on the next show.